Major hot take alert, but the cool girls are whipping their old beaters.
2011 Toyota Corolla. I'm 31 now. It only has 61,000 miles on it. Bought it brand new before I was in college. Thank you to my parents. I will never, ever get rid of it.
I always hear people say, oh, the car is old, you should upgrade, get a new one. Old cars are actually better than new ones, and nobody wants to admit it. I'm a car dealer and I see people make this mistake all the time. You already own your car, it's running great, it's reliable, it's simple, no monthly payments, and if something breaks, cheap, simple, and quick fix. And people still think new cars are better. Why? Because it has Apple CarPlay?
So, last video I did was me showing my old car before nursing and then my new car after nursing. This comment said, I still drive my old car, no payments. This is possibly one of the best things that you can have going for you as an adult, is having no payments on a car. And if I can give y'all some type of game to my young people, or even my people who are going from not having a career to going into nursing and having a good career, is that a car with no payments is going to be better, less stressful, financially smarter.
Yeah, don't buy a new car. Keep your old car. Especially if you bought it cash, keep it. Keep your payments low if you didn't buy it cash. Because nowadays new cars, they're overpriced. The quality isn't good and it comes with a lot of headaches. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let's start.
5 reasons why I drive a 20-year-old paid-off car instead of getting a new one. I'm Taylor, and I share the imperfections of my life, like how I drive a 2006 Toyota Camry. I was gifted this car over 10 years ago, already paid off, and here's why I keep it instead of buying a new car. Number 1, I don't have a car payment, which allows me to put that money toward investing for retirement and saving for my wedding instead. Number 2, I upgraded my stereo years ago so I can still listen to music and podcasts whenever I want. Number 3, my car is simple. There aren't a ton of gizmos and gadgets. It's a very minimal car and I like the simplicity of it. Number 4, if someone were to accidentally bump into my car and scratch it, I would be a little bummed, but not like I would be if my car was brand new. My car has plenty of paint chips and random scratches that I've just accepted at this point. Number 5, being debt-free is a great feeling. When I paid off my student loans 5 years ago, I learned just how stressful having debt can be. Right now, I would rather be debt-free driving around my grandpa car than in debt driving something else. One day I'll get myself something a little more modern with upgraded safety features, but for now, this car works great. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments.
Personally, if you are looking for a new car, a used new car, I wouldn't suggest going back to 06. I think that those cars are pretty old and maybe it can be hard to find parts. What I would suggest would be to buy a 2015 car. Usually around those years are it is the sweet spot, because you probably can have rear view camera if you want it. You can have a GPS. Your Bluetooth is compatible with the new phones. So 2015, 2016, for me, that's the sweet spot. But before that, in 06, the car is going to be hard to handle. And there is a high chance for the car to need repair, especially if you drive, let's say, in cold places where there is snow. Usually it gets rusted faster because they put salt on the roads to make them less slippery. So yeah, keep that in mind. Joel said, warning, Camrys drive forever. Yes. Billy said, I have a car payment because I had very little choice at the time, but I just bought a 05 Camry to drive as my daily and save the newer SUV for winter time. Someone said, I think it is smart. I have a 19-year-old Prius that only has 75,000 miles on it and hope to drive it until it dies. I mean, all the Toyota cars, they used to be bulletproof. That's why when you see how Middle Eastern used to drive it and in the conditions they used to put it, you know that Japanese people, when it comes to reliability, they had no competition on that Toyota. And unfortunately, they are copying the business model of the Germans, which is selling you luxury by also sacrificing the reliability and selling it for another price fee.
This was my very first car right here. This was my very first car. I still own this car. I still have it. I still drive this car every single day. You want to know what I'm driving now? This is what I'm driving now. I still drive this car every single day. never let me down, never broken down. And I don't care how much money I have, I will still be okay with this car right here. I don't care how much money I make, I will still drive this car. Call me broke, you see me out on the street and people look at you different because your engine's making a noise. I don't, this is just material. This is just what I was able to acquire. So many people want to come up because they want to buy the Lambo so they can feel worthy, so they can feel like they are somebody. I was making just as much money as I was driving in this car. And honestly, in this car, I attract more.
I think that most rich people, I'd say upper middle class people, usually they have a luxurious vehicle they drive during the weekends, but they also have a daily car that they drive every day to go to work and etc. And they do it for multiple reasons. The main reason is that the parts of the luxurious car have a short lifespan, so you have to change. They will give you performance, but you have to change them way more often compared to a car that is meant to be a daily car. Some also want to save gas money. You know, you have upper middle class that keeps living frugally. They love beautiful cars. They can afford it, but they still want to be responsible with their finances. In the comments, someone said, so bro move his M340i every day to drive that car. I don't think that's his initial setup. Maybe it's the weekend. That's why he pulled those cars out. But during the weekdays, he probably put them in the garage and leave the daily out. And I think that would be smarter. You don't want your most expensive cars to be exposed because there's going to be higher chance for someone to try to steal them. Kenda said, this is going to be me with my Sunfire. Deontay said, if you don't need it, I'll take it.
I always hear people say, oh, the car is old, you should upgrade, get a new one. Old cars are actually better than new ones, and nobody wants to admit it. I'm a car dealer and I see people make this mistake all the time. You already own your car, it's running great, it's reliable, it's simple, no monthly payments, and if something breaks, cheap, simple, and quick fix. And people still think new cars are better. Why? Because it has Apple CarPlay? I bought this Honda Civic as a trade-in. It's a 15-year-old car. Would you believe me if I told you that this car had 340,000 kilometers on the dashboard? Look at the condition of the car. Look at this. Now look at the new cars. They're not even that reliable anymore. The hybrids, the turbos, all the tech inside. They literally put TVs inside the car. Even the newer Hondas with the 1.5 turbo engines, they're literally less reliable than the older ones. For sure there's exceptions. Some brands are doing better now than they ever did. But I'm speaking in general. Old cars were simple and built to last.
It's true. Most new cars, they're unreliable, expensive to repair, and some even you can't repair them anymore because they expect you to have tools that only the manufacturer itself has. So at this point, I don't see a reason to buy a new car. Like when you watch the shows that judge people when it comes to their financial decisions, the main cause that you see is them buying a luxurious car. Because if you get a mortgage, sometimes it can be understandable. You can see it as an appreciating asset. It can be an investment. But when it comes to brand new cars, I think that it's better to buy it after depreciation. You know, buy it 3 years later after it was released and someone put maybe 6,000 miles on it. Then you will save money. And even if things go bad, if you sell it, you won't lose much. Mary said, I agree with you. I like older cars better. Mohammed said, mine is Nissan Sunny, had done 494,000 kilometers, still rocking. Yeah, new Nissans, there is no way for them to do this amount of kilometers. Like I'd say the new Nissans that were released post-COVID. Bones said, almost 240k miles and runs fine. Drive like it's brand new. AC work, has CarPlay and Android Auto, and it's a 99. Yep. Right now, you can even modify your car and make it modern. Maybe the drive assist. I think that is the main thing that you are going to feel. When you try to turn, you will feel that the wheel is going to be heavier than this one. And you have to pull it back to put it in the right spot because the new ones, the wheel will come back if you leave it.
If you've got a car that is paid off and you're thinking about getting a new one, think about it. You already have a car that's paid off. It gets you to and from where you need to go and you're saving money. Don't let boredom or needing a dopamine rush put you in a situation where you're now spending money every single month on a car that you do not need.
If you really need dopamine rush, invest your money. You will have the dopamine rush you need. If you put it in the stock options and see it going up and down, it will give you a lot of dopamine, maybe even more adrenaline. When it goes down, it's going to stress you a little bit, but you'll get used to that feeling. At least there, it would make sense. And when I tell you to invest, I'm not telling you to go in single stocks, but more in index funds. PC said, best car equal paid off car. Yep, paid off car is priceless. I have a paid off car and I'm really grateful for it. You know, I could buy a more expensive car, but I don't want to support the industry because they know that you can't afford to buy the car cash. So they will force you to, they will still increase the prices and expect you to have to pay it for like the next 5 years. And if people decided to only buy cars in cash, I think that the prices would go down. Because if the companies increase their prices and see that no one is buying it, no one is willing to take a loan to buy it, they will readjust their prices and reduce it. Someone said, I don't appreciate you reading my thoughts, but you're right. Someone else said, I've kept every car until yearly repairs exceeded car payments and full insurance. Exactly.
So last video I did was me showing my old car before nursing and then my new car after nursing. This comment said, I still drive my old car, no payments. This is possibly one of the best things that you can have going for you as an adult is having no payments on a car. And if I can give y'all some type of game to my young people or even my people who are going from not having a career to going into nursing and having a good career, is that a car with no payments is going to be better, less stressful, financially smarter. And I know especially if you came from nothing, like you are like such in a rush to have something, like you want something luxurious so bad because you just became a nurse and you're like, man, I need to treat myself, or like, I'm so tired of being in a bummy car with no new tech and all this stuff. At least for me, you know, like not having nothing, you want the most. Like you want something so nice and so good and expensive that just feels so good just because you can. But just because you can and just because you can afford it doesn't mean you really have to. And take it from me, I honestly regret getting a new car. Like, yes, it felt good and yes, you should treat yourself, but now I'm like, now that I had it, it's cool. Now what? Learn from me doing it, and I think y'all should just find a car, even if it's new. Get something cheap. Get something like a Honda Accord or something basic. Something that's going to be reliable for you. You won't have super high payments. Or something that you won't even need to make payments on at all. Get a used car with low miles. Like, no payments is possibly the best thing you can have. Trust me.
I think that personally, the only reason why I usually don't spend this huge amount of money when it comes to cars is that in a part in my brain is telling me that you can be fired any day. You can wake up, try to log on, and you realize that it is not working. Because when you see all these massive layoffs, which I made a video about, no one is safe, no one is spared. Even in the medical field, I've seen many people getting fired. So that having that financial safe cushion for me is just priceless. You know, it saves you so much stress. And these new cars, you buy them at first, then once the dopamine goes down, you start regretting and you'll realize that the payment still stays the same for a long period. I mean, I said, oh, for sure, I'm keeping my car till I have a baby on the way after marriage and a house. Yep. Jose said, literally, I regret having a brand new car. Yep. Many people are starting to realize that once that honeymoon phase goes down, you'll realize that it wasn't worth it. Emilio said, no, I'm gonna get that brand new Mercedes with my first check. I can live with that.
Major hot take alert, but the cool girls are whipping their old beaters.
2011 Toyota Corolla. I'm 31 now. It only has 61,000 miles on it. Bought it brand new before I was in college. Thank you to my parents. I will never, ever get rid of it.
Yeah, I think like cars are starting to lose their aura, the aura they used to have, except if you have like Lamborghinis or or like really, really expensive cars, I don't think cars are having that same effect they used to have on people. Because in the past, when you had a nice car, people would assume that you paid it cash and you are rich. But nowadays, everyone can get an expensive car. Everyone can get an $80,000 car. The problem is the payment. Brett said, to me, it's a bigger flex to have a 10-plus-year-old car with less than 100,000 miles than a brand new car. Kara said, everyone in my neighborhood has an X5, Tesla, or Porsche Cayenne, and I drive a 13-year-old CRV, dent and rust-free. And someone said, $9 a month for insurance for a 2011. I think also the insurance prices have been skyrocketing. So even if it is a 2011, or maybe also she is a bad driver, but I wouldn't. I would assume that the prices of insurance is really high first before assuming that she's a bad driver. So this is it. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to let me know what you think about your old car. Are you planning to change it, or are you going to keep it for the, let's say, rest of your life? Don't forget to like, subscribe. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Ciao.